Revolver Underground.
What's going on, guys? It's Z-Rock, Revolver Underground. I am here with Stigmatic doing a Skype interview. What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Now, you guys are playing some cards. Is this correct?
That is true.
And as our discussion was earlier, what are we playing?
Blackjack.
Blackjack. Nice. Who's losing?
The house.
Weird. All right, fair enough.
Blackjack.
Well, we're gonna get into some questions that are probably gonna be very, very hard to answer. Oh wait, no, they're not. They're not gonna be hard to answer at all. No. Well, here's the deal. Stigmatic. Where does this name derive from?
Years ago, when we first started, we were trying to figure out a name. Like every band, I'm sure does. We would just listen band name after band name after band name. Every member was bringing in sheets of band names and this and that. And we wanted Stigmatic because A, it was short, simple, and it kind of looked like something your parents might get angry with if you saw it on a CD in your room. And also, the meaning meant to like carry a heavy burden or something like that. And kind of how we felt at that point. We were starting a new band. Kind of weren't sure if we were going to be like doing music forever, but we kind of felt this need to keep doing it, and it kind of felt like this stigma we were carrying.
Sure.
Of like carrying. So that's kind of where we're like, we'll go with that. It's easy, and people can go Stigmatic, 3 syllables.
And
3 syllables is where we're at.
And it fits. Very nice. So you guys are from a town that I used to be in not that much long ago. It's a little town that I like to call Nashville.
Nashville.
Now, that's all good and fine, except you guys are metal.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's weird to me. I mean, I love metal, and I lived there for 4 years, and saturated by country music. I wanted to punch a baby. I didn't. But I wanted to. How is that working out for you guys?
Honestly, it's been pretty great. The thing we like about Nashville is that people don't expect us to be from Nashville. That's kind of like, and we work that way. We tell promoters and everybody, it's like, well, where are you guys coming from? We're like, Nashville, and then they hear our demo and they're like, whoa, wait a second.
A lot of people don't believe us when we say we're from Nashville.
Right.
And
I bet.
Being in Nashville, I mean, everybody here is a musician.
Right.
Like everybody. You throw it to rock and hit 5 of them. So the competition is pretty steep. So when you're in a band here in Nashville, you know that everybody in your audience is judging every aspect of everything you're doing on stage.
Yep.
And they're not even listening to the music. They're just, well, he didn't hit that string, or he didn't hit that chord right. So I feel like it kind of makes us a little sharper. Like when we're playing live here in town, we know we're being judged. So and it's fun because everybody here knows music.
Right.
And the music scene here is way broader than I think people expect.
Absolutely.
I think, there's a lot
There's quite a big crowd for the underground metal.
There's metal everywhere. There's hundreds of metal bands. I mean, blues, rock, country. We got everything. You can go downtown. So I like to, when we're out there, we like to promote that, Nashville's more, it's a music city, not just country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's cool.
And that's one of the things that I was very I guess very disappointed in the city that it doesn't really say much of that. It still says country music, which is big there. It's huge, and that's what it's known for. But even in the we'll get into that. Yeah, but even in the 4 years that I was there, I mean, I saw a huge surge in not only indie artists, but I mean the metal scene, the rock scene. Just you got rock artists moving to Nashville. Rock artists. Yeah. They're not crossovers. They are rock artists, and they're moving to Nashville.
It's huge in our community here.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. I wish that they would get into that a little bit more and say this is Music City, not just Country Music City. Because you go down Broadway and you can only find 2 places that have anything other than country music, and it's just I don't know, it's annoying. That's my rant. I went off there, but
well, you should come back and check it out because I think it's gotten a lot more broad on the music
side. It really has. I was walking over the pedestrian bridge and I could hear. I mean, it wasn't country music. It wasn't necessarily metal, but it was rock music. I mean, you could hear it echoing from all of Nashville.
Nice.
It's pretty shabby, pretty much.
There's music everywhere.
Free music all over the place.
Yeah.
Very nice. So is it we kind of touched on this a little bit, but is it harder to play in Nashville than anywhere else? I mean, you have the musicians and things kind of always on your case about certain things, but does that still make a difference? Is it harder to play there than it is anywhere else?
Honestly, for me, I think I have more fun playing other places.
Yeah.
I definitely have a lot more fun. It's not as business
Right.
when you're playing in other cities, other towns, and stuff like that. But I love Nashville. I mean, like, I don't know. It's great because most stages you're going to be playing on in Nashville, you know some legendary artist has probably played there before.
Yes.
So you have that inspiration when you're on that stage, knowing that even if it's not your genre, you're sharing a stage and an atmosphere with some of the greatest musicians ever.
Absolutely.
So even if, you can always take that away from it.
I always noticed when I was on tour how much I missed Nashville whenever I was away from Nashville.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like when I'm living here and I'm here all the time, I don't like being here and I want to get away. But as soon as I leave town, I want to come back as soon as I can. I miss it so much.
Yeah, there's just something about Nashville, man. Something about it. That's cool. So, you guys, was it recent that you guys signed to Level Records?
Yeah, it was it March?
June. It was our 6-year band anniversary.
Yeah, June. We've been a band 6 years to the day.
Wow.
So it was June.
About 3 months ago or so.
Yeah. So we're fairly new into it. We haven't really tracked the record yet, but they've been really cool with us. Our A&R guys been hitting us up. It's a really new experience.
Sure.
Having to be kind of held accountable for stuff.
Right.
So other than that, I mean, we're fresh into it, so we're still learning.
So how is this experience? I mean, obviously it's a label. Obviously there's a lot more going on, but what was the experience coming from just being an unsigned band, and then all of a sudden now you have this label backing you that supports your music? Well, what are the feelings behind that? What's the emotion?
So far, everything's been really good.
Yeah.
Just the publicity we're getting from it, and the plate, and having someone backing you is really nice too.
Yeah.
It's
Just being able to say you're signed.
Yeah.
Being able to say that. I've been waiting so many years to be able to say that.
even if it's indie, I mean, it's still somebody that says, "Hey, you guys, right?
Yeah.
You guys are doing something I think we can invest in,"
Absolutely.
which is
Validation,
I guess.
Yep.
But, other than that, everybody all the label mates are awesome too. Like, a bunch of label mates that are like, it's cool having people in your corner.
Yeah.
Even on the bands that if you call them, you can be like, "Hey, we got a couple bands that are like Wednesday Night Church Fight. They're from right down the road. They're on our label, so we know that we have a brother band." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When competition gets stiff, it's it's nice to have somebody watching your back. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I think too that being signed to an indie label these days might actually be better than being signed to another label, because you see the music business. Let's just face it, it blows right now. There's something crazy going on. No one can figure out what the solution is, and some of us can't even figure out what the problem is. So, indie labels, which I deal with all day long, seeing as this is an indie show. I don't know. I just feel like they're better prepared for what's about to happen. They kind of understand the business. They understand the artists better. They're not always out there just for the money. I mean, obviously they want to fund their label. Yeah, but exactly. But it's not it's not a huge money's not a huge factor. They just want to further the music. So.
We're still gonna have to do a lot of legwork.
Exactly.
We like that. We like knowing that we're the ones that are out there doing the work, and hopefully we'll reap the benefits of that.
Yeah, I like being in control.
Yeah.
I don't like being in control.
Well, and I think the fans will like that a lot better too, because they see that you're out there, you're doing the hard work, you're doing all the legwork, and you're not just relying on somebody else to do this. I mean, there are aspects of this, what we're going to call a business, that you will have to pass on to other people just simply because you guys don't have time to do it. But it's always nice when I see, and refreshing when I see an artist or a band that that they're out there pushing it and just making it happen and showing it. So I think the fans are going to really enjoy that.
We hope so. Yeah. That's my plan.
Oh, so at the end of the month, is it next month you're going to start tracking? Is that what you said?
End of this month.
End of this month.
End of October.
Yeah.
Okay. And is that going to be a full album? Is that going to be a full album?
We're going to be doing a whole album. We're going right now. This one passes. We're going to track 4 songs, get those hammered out, and then we'll probably head back down in a couple more weeks and We're trying to hammer out a couple new songs, get them ironed out. They're pretty much ready, just a couple little kinks, but hopefully by the time we get back down the second time, the album will be done, get mixed, mastered, and be out there.
And we can start promoting.
Yeah, so, but yeah, at the end of the month, I think we're going to get in there. We're going to do probably about 4 or 5 solid days, 13-hour days, boom, 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 and come home and go back to our day jobs.
That's funny because I'm in LA right now, so I walk down the street sometimes in Santa Monica or West LA, and I see these people that you grew up with watching on TV or hearing on the radio, and they're just coming out of their job like they're they're a waiter or a waitress or something like that. And you're like, dang, it's a kind of blows. It's just crazy. But so you guys, I know you guys obviously have written a lot because you're getting ready to go into the studio. But what does that mean for you guys? What are your influences, and what's the process behind that?
Oh, well, like with us, we're such a diverse group. I mean, the 6 of us come from all different aspects of life. Like, we're completely opposite people. So everybody's got their own influences. And our writing process is pretty much everybody bring what they got and see what happens when we leave.
Yeah.
I like it. That's cool.
Like for me, for instance, I started out in a folk band. This is my first metal band I've ever been in.
Wow.
I had to learn how to play metal when I first joined this band, so I'm still kind of learning, but I'm getting there now. But what I usually do is my influences would be like Rammstein. I'm a big Rammstein fan.
Yes.
I like their theatrics. I like the way they do their songs. So that's what I try and influence like whenever I do my writing. I try to put it towards that area.
But I mean, everybody's got their own different way of like. I was really into electronic music and stuff like that when I was growing up, and I kind of wanted to do more of that. And then one thing led to another, and I ended up being vocals in a metal band, which is not what I wanted to do at all. And my mother still tells me to this day, "Why are you doing this? It's so much better than a metal band."
Right.
But no, I mean, we just all kind of met each. Like we tried to do some experimental stuff a couple of years ago, and that's how we got TK. She was going to be playing cello. We're trying to like let's mix something up. Let's do something original. Something people like in Nashville particularly don't see when they go to a show. Something that's going to get people in the door.
Right.
Then our bass player at the time said, you know what, he was going to move, go to school and all that stuff. And we're like, you know what, cello's not that much different than just a bass you sit behind.
Wow.
TK took over bass, and she ran into Kelsey at Starbucks. And she's like, "Hey, do you want to be in a metal band?" And she's like, "Sure." And before she did her first show, we were signed to Level, so she's got the easiest track. She's been in the band.
You guys got them signed, yeah. That's awesome, man. That's actually a good story. Just kind of, actually, I gotta tell this because it's actually pretty funny. But the band that I'm currently in right now, it's called Mortal Rising, and we actually started in Nashville. It was my brother-in-law and I, but we marketed it as a duo. Well, when we do live shows, the plugged-in shows, we had to hire musicians. So we were like, well, we're done hiring musicians. We'll just put an ad on Craigslist and see if anybody just wants to hang out with us. So we did that, and we got a couple of responses, and one of them was a bass player. And so she came in and she started playing with us, and she's like 9 feet tall. She's just ridiculous. But yeah, but it was awesome. It was cool. So we're like, all right, well, I think we did 4 or 5 before we decided on a basis, but finally decided on her. Well, the clincher of the story is she is now engaged to my brother-in-law, which was in the band. So we like to give him crap, and I really hope that he sees this because he found his wife on Craigslist. So, yep. I'm gonna show him this interview actually.
Oh, so that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's it. That's a story. But so you guys. You guys obviously have played quite a few shows in the amount of time you guys have been together. Do you have some good memories? What's the best show you've ever played?
Oh,
here it comes. Here it comes.
Lots of memories. You're asking us to put a novel in a 5-minute thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see. Really, the only thing that comes to mind immediately is Timmy.
Yeah.
We were on tour.
Valdosta,
Georgia.
Valdosta, Georgia.
The band that was a headlining band was playing their show. Timmy goes down. He's in the bathroom. Any band on tour knows that if you find a clean bathroom, that's where you walk.
Yeah. Yeah, they had an out of order sign on the door, so I thought I was cool, you know?
Right.
I just went and used it earlier, and then I like told Tim, I was like, hey man, free bathroom in there.
It's clean there.
And this is back when we did like full body makeup, so I was like covered head to toe in black paint.
Oh man.
I'm half naked because I'm trying to wash off my whole body with this itty bitty washcloth. Now I know where this woman just busts in. She goes, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know anybody was in here." And I was like, "Oh, it's okay. I'm just, wiping down my face, And she goes, "Okay," and she leaves. Apparently, her boyfriend saw that leave the bathroom with a half-naked man inside of it, which was me. And I didn't think anything. I didn't notice. I was just sitting there in the mirror wiping my face. And all of a sudden, this dude busts in like Terminator style, like kicks in the door. As soon as I turn around, he grabs me by the throat, picks me up, holds me against the wall. This guy had to weigh at least like 250, 260 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
I weigh like 110, 115.
Above 10.
Yeah. I'm a little guy. Listen, I'm off the ground like a good, a foot, holding up against the wall. And I'm holding on to his hands so that way I don't die. And he's sitting there just pounding his face into the wall, or his hand into the wall, just like, "You trying to get my woman? You trying?" And I'm like, I'm trying to say no, but he has his thumb shoved into my throat so hard I can't speak, And I'm sitting there trying not to die, and eventually I think he just gives up. And he throws me out the door, and I land right in front of my drummer, and he's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "I can't talk."
So this is at this point, they come upstairs. I'm watching the band that we're on tour with. They're doing their set. And Casey comes up, and he's like, "Hey, Timmy just got his ass beat in the bathroom." And I'm like, "What?" Right? And so now we're all pissed. We're all like, "Oh no, this ain't gonna be. This is our brother. We're gonna go down there and show this dude what's up."
Right.
The band that's playing, who we've been on tour with for the whole month, they stop mid-set. They're like, "No, nobody messes with Timmy, man." They take their gear off. We all go downstairs. This dude now has proceeded to start beating on his woman downstairs. Right? So he's in the bathroom. They're locked in the bathroom. The bass player for the other band kicks down the door. We all wash in, and then we realize this wasn't a man. It was a beast.
A beast.
He had 7 guys walk in and all go, "What's going on, man?
What's going on?
What's the problem, sir?" We went, testosterone level went, whoa! We saw this. He turned around, his neck was...
He had no neck.
Wow. And we're all like, "No, we're out. Sorry, Tim." Sorry.
We love you, but that's not going to happen. Wow.
So wasted. He ended up crying and kissing and hugging on him.
Yeah, he ended up hugging
him. "I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry." That was our we were going home the next night.
Yeah.
The last
Oh,
night.
man.
That was it. And I was like, "Oh my God." So it's not even, our best memories aren't even us on stage.
Those are the best memories right there. That's awesome.
Craziness that happens when we're not wanting it to.
There was the
Crystal?
Yeah.
In Nashville, in the South, we have a restaurant called Crystal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's not everywhere.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
And one of the jokes I used to just say on stage to get some merch money or stuff is like, "Hey guys, go ahead and buy some merch, buy some CDs. Tonight we get some Crystal. We want to be able to afford to get cheese on."
Oh, I see where this is going.
And I realized every time I said that, a certain group of characters of Crystal Meth would approach the shows and be like, "Hey dude, I got you hooked up." I'm like, "What's going on?" I did not know Crystal was a local chain. So most of the most of the northeast of the country, people think we're just a drug addict band, just playing for drugs.
I got some Crystal. I got some cheese for it.
Like everybody's trying to figure out what's that slang for.
What does cheese on the Crystal mean?
Yeah. So cheese on Crystal is kind of our new kind of joke of drug use.
Yeah.
So, but
well,
yeah, I mean,
you probably so the moral of the stories are you don't go in out of order rooms and you don't say Crystal anymore.
Right.
Sorry.
Don't mention Crystal at all anymore.
Yeah, I don't think anybody likes her anyway. What? Anyway. Okay, so we've talked about the best show that you guys have played. I don't even care about the worst show because the best shows are better. But what's the the best venue, I guess. You know, what's the best thing that's happened? You don't have to name the venue, but what's the best part of the venue experience that you guys have had?
Crowd surfing.
Crowd surfing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Like, just the first time it happened, you know, it's pretty cool.
The first time
you almost stopped playing the drums because I'm watching these people.
They would jump
That's
up on
awesome.
stage. It was crazy.
I think the audience is what drives us, you know, like when we can get a show going where when we were growing up and you go to a concert and you're in the crowd and you're going ape shit and everything's awesome. And then when being on the other side of that, with the first time that happens, when you have a full circle pit and kids are moshing and that was one of those moments in time that I can stay in forever. You know what I'm saying? I wish we could just pause right there and be like, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to happen.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's what we keep trying to get to that level. Please, somebody move. Somebody show up. I mean, it's just one of those. I mean, they're fairly new. So I hope to just get crazy experiences for them. You know, I just want to get there, back on the road, and just show them the craziness that happens in these small towns. And metal venues aren't normally known for their class.
Yeah,
exactly. So you get to meet a lot of interesting people.
Very interesting.
Before, during, and after shows, and that's what we do it for. That's what I love doing metal, because you get to meet all walks of life.
Yeah.
So,
with necks and with no necks.
Yeah, with necks. Yes. And they can beat on our guitar player.
So when you guys are preparing to go on stage, what gets you guys motivated? What, either individually or collectively, what moves you?
5-hour energy drink.
Crystal.
That gives us wings. Well, for me personally, I mean, I try and just find, like, honestly, it's kind of quiet. Like, I try and find that quiet part of me and focus on that, because it's going to get really loud real soon.
Right.
And I like to get focused on the task at hand. Generally, I know if I did a good show, I won't remember it.
Yeah.
Right.
If the show is a blur, it was probably an awesome show. If I can remember every detail of the show, that means I probably messed up quite a bit. Yeah, that's the only things I remember.
Yeah.
That for me is trying to focus and just calm before the storm is kind of where I'm at.
Nice.
I don't know, these guys.
See, I personally, I like to get in a certain mindset to where, like, because I like to be entertaining when I'm on stage. I like to move around. I like to make funny faces. I wear masks. I'll paint my face up. I get in the mindset when I go on stage that these people aren't going to just watch me stand there and play guitar. I want to give them a show. I want them to have a fun experience, you know, and I also want to go out there and be the most dominant band that we're out there as well. So I try to, if I go out there and I see other bands just standing there, I want to make sure that I do way more than they're doing.
Right.
So I want to be as entertaining as possible.
I think one of the things that really makes me mad when I'm watching a band is that they're just up there playing. There's no movement. There's not even a head movement other than their lips moving. They're just doing their thing, and the only thing that's moving is the lights. I hate that. I hate that. If I'm coming to watch a band, I could hear your music on the radio, on the CD, on iPod. I came to see you. I came to watch you. I came to be entertained because I like you. And that's one of the things that if that happens to me, I end up leaving or just tuning them out and going somewhere else or whatever. So that's awesome. Don't ever stop doing that.
Like I said, I'm a big Rammstein fan, so I cover with big shows, you know. So that's what I try to recreate on a little stage.
Very nice. Yeah. Who else?
I try to tune up. Make sure I'm in the right key.
I hear that's a good thing. Yeah, I hear that's probably a good option. Yeah.
You'd be amazed at how many people don't do that.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Wow. So you guys are thinking about going on tour now. Has that been set in stone at all yet, or are you just waiting for the album to get done?
Waiting for the album to get done so we can get out there and start promoting it. I think we've been talking to the label. They want to put a couple bands on the bill and send us out. Because we got a couple bands that are all getting their albums out right around the same time. So that's what we're trying to wait for. And, you know, we've been promoting ourselves so long now, it's kind of weird to have to work with other people. We're trying to kind of get used to that. So But yeah, touring is we're booking as much as we can. I mean, the times are tough, a lot of places. So I know a lot of venues aren't really making it very far in this, unfortunately. And it's sad. It's it's becoming harder and harder to find places to play. But
like for instance, there's a place we always play it here in Nashville. Yeah. It's called the Muse.
Yeah, they just closed.
Yeah, now it's closed.
And that's like an icon in the underground community here. Like that closing down is just a sign of the times, you know. Like it's so sad. Like I remember that venue when I first started playing with these guys. It was probably the nastiest venue, but everybody would come to this venue. Everybody would play there. It's that had that charm, you know. And there's not many venues like that, and I don't know if there's ever going to be another venue like the Muse because every band, if you were a metal band, underground, they did hip hop, they did everything. Underground, you played with the Muse. Yeah. And now that that's gone, it's I feel the music world in Nashville's gotten a little smaller.
Yeah. Do you think it's harder now to be an artist, to make it as an artist, than it was, say, 5 years ago?
5 years ago? I don't know. I think it's always hard to make it as an artist.
It's too much different now. There's so much competition that you have all the time.
With the internet especially, like, anybody can produce an album and put it out there.
Right.
Anybody with a recorder and a laptop can, make music. It doesn't take much. It's making good music is the hard part.
Right.
And finding music that connects with people. And I think connecting with people is harder. I think it's not so much being a musician is harder. I think it's connecting with people because people are in rough situations, and I think it's become a lot harder. It's harder for me to go up to somebody and say, hey, you want to buy a $20 t-shirt, when I know you're probably spend your last $5-10 to get into the thing. Yeah. Right. So we're just trying to keep that in mind, when we go out there, that times are tough, and hopefully when people walk through the door to come see us, we know that they've spent money to see us, and that we appreciate that. It's not easy to come by. Yeah. And if you're willing to spend your money on us, that's all we can really. I mean, we can't ask for anything more than that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But being a musician, as long as you get out there and you do it, you can be a musician on the street, or especially here in Nashville, every corner we got a musician. So it's not hard being a musician. It's harder to, I think, that ideal of being that big rock star, making the millions of dollars, a big house with a helicopter and all that. I think that's probably diminished quite a bit.
Yeah.
But it's easier to be a musician. It's harder to get people to appreciate your music. That's
right.
why.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Definitely. What's the most memorable thing you've had a fan tell you?
Ooh, I know. I know. Well, they didn't really tell me, but I used to wear fake blood, and there was these girls that were in front of me. We're in McMinnville, Tennessee, and they're just wide-eyed the whole show because I used to wear contacts, and I look like an Aborigine almost, and
we've tried a little bit of everything.
Look like that Aborigine, but these girls, they wanted some of my blood from my face, and they put it on a piece of their article in their purse, and they kept it. That was the most memorable thing I've ever experienced. Because I was just like, that is probably the most disgusting and interesting thing I've ever experienced in my life. But
most memorable thing a guy ever kind of said to me is he came up to me and says, it's really an inspiration that a fatter guy can be in front of a metal band. I'm like, are you serious? Wow. Thank you, sir.
What do you say to that? I mean, awesome? I don't know. Great? Yeah.
I don't know, but that's the most memorable thing because I was just out of, and I'm always offering heroin and meth for some reason. I remember every time that happened. But,
wow.
Yeah.
I've had younger guitar players tell me that I was a hero.
My hero. Never get to
my hero.
My hero, Mike. Mike's our hero.
What else? Who else?
Anybody else got interesting? No.
Mine's boring. I just play drums. Everyone they'll come and compliment me, but that's about it. Maybe sign a stick, but Well, sticks are expensive, man. I can't just be giving these away.
Well, his downfall is that his drum set's so big you can't see who it is playing drums back there. So when he gets off stage, they don't know what's in
Yeah,
it.
we're brothers, so half the time, like, people come up to me, man, your drum set, that was awesome, dude. And I'm like, thanks, man, I'll let him know.
Wow.
But yeah, Chelsea made a good point. We had a guy offer us his daughter once.
Yeah. In Florida?
In Florida, that was memorable.
That was
he
very
goes, you guys
memorable.
were all, we got off stage, you guys were awesome, blah, 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 you know, this and that. And he's one of those people that are like, oh, I know this guy, I know that guy, we'll hook you up with this. And he introduces us to his daughter, and he's like, so is anybody interested in maybe, and I'm like, so long.
Turn and run.
I was more metal. I would like take advantage of these opportunities. I'm just not that metal.
Oh man.
In this country, man.
I'm weary of people.
Yeah, well, especially in the metal scene, there's a lot of interesting people, like you said earlier. I used to be in a metal band too, and it was which is my passion, by the way. So, but yeah, you guys you meet a lot of good people, but that's how we get these stories. You know, that's how we can converse about all this stuff, and you know, all the interviews that we do here are for the listener, for the fan, for the people to understand you guys more and better. And you know, if that means you gotta get strangled by some freaking Hulk guy, you know, or get your blood taken by some weird chick or whatever, let's do it. You know, let's make it happen. So
it's a life experience. It's been a life experience for as long as I've been doing this. It's never boring.
Yeah,
I wouldn't trade it for anything though.
Absolutely.
A lot of memories that I would have never gotten if I wouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
I'm excited and happy that I've chosen to do this.
That's good. So has there ever been any regrets? Any time in your careers that you have said, you know, I don't know about this. I don't know about this career choice. I don't know if this is going to work for me.
I think everybody has that point.
Everybody does.
Everybody gets to that point eventually, but it just depends on your drive, I guess. You know, how much you're willing to put into it. Because I've always believed, however much you put into it, that's how much you're going to get out of it.
Absolutely.
And every year around band anniversary time, I'm just like, I'm going to give this band one more year. I'll give them one more year. Because when I first joined, I was like, all right, I'll give this band 2 years. If we haven't accomplished nothing in 2 years, then I'm going to call it quits and I'm going to start my life, you know?
Yep.
And 6 years later, I'm still doing it. It's just like every year, you know, something happens to where you're like, all right, that drives me enough to where I think I can do this one more year.
Yep.
And then something bad will happen.
We've had some earth-shattering disappointment in this band. It's been, we've gone everywhere from being like on the cusp of a major label signing with all our dreams coming true to that being taken away to this to losing members in most of the time in positive way. We're still friends with old members and stuff like that, but sometimes it gets, you know, and anybody in a band knows that, like, dealing with the other band members is the hardest part about being in a band.
Yeah.
You know, booking shows, recording, all that is nothing compared to just getting along with everybody in your band. So, especially if you're going to be on the road, we have a, 6-seated band, captain seat, 7 seats.
Yeah.
We live in that. That's what we live in.
Rest stops.
That is it.
Out of order bathrooms.
So we got a little propane tank with a little grill to make grilled cheeses and
We're living the
There
life.
it is.
This is the life right now.
Yeah.
So. But that's the hardest part. It's just, you know, learning how to deal with the people in your band. You can get cohesion there. You can be all right.
Yeah.
You can be.
That's cool. Well, congratulations to you guys, man. 6 years is a pretty good run right there, and I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to everything coming out of you guys. It's gonna be good. More stories to come, I am sure. Where can we find your tunes?
We're on Facebook. What else have we set up?
Twitter, Tumblr, Reaper.
We anything that has a .com and
Gmail, Yahoo.
yeah, just Google search it.
MySpace? Did you just say MySpace? Really?
Just in case it makes a comeback.
You know, did you hear the latest? Did you hear the latest on MySpace? They're redoing it all over again.
Oh, I didn't know that.
This is the fifth time I've counted that they've sold it, they've redone it, and now they're trying to get it back out there. I'm like, it's a dead horse 3 times ago.
We're there.
I don't understand. I mean, it's still good. If you're a musician, it's not very good, but it's not going to be good if you're a musician. It's dead. There's better stuff out there, and
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm not. I'm done talking about MySpace.
That's a whole
Anyway,
nother-
yeah. Your music can be found pretty much anywhere. We can just Google your name, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
download. If you go to Reverb Nation, it's available. Our single "Armageddon Out of Here." That you guys have been awesome to play on your
Yeah,
show.
thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's available for download on Reverb Nation. You can get to that through our Facebook page. If you just search Stigmatic in Tennessee, you're gonna find we're the only one here. So we're the only one.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out, taking the time to just chit chat with me a little bit, and I'm, like I said, I'm looking forward to a lot of good stuff coming out of you guys and girls. I don't want to leave you guys out, but thank you very much, and we look forward to putting some more music on the show.
Oh, definitely. We'll hit you up first.
Oh, yes.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
See ya.
Revolver Underground.